Welcome to the presentation on generation of 3D model, which is a part of unit number 3. We'll see the introduction first. In the introduction, welcome to presentation on generation of 3D model, which is a part of unit number 3. First we'll see the introduction. So 3D geometric modeling is used in many domains. Now you will find the application of 3D models in mechanical engineering or civil engineering or architecture engineering, marine engineering, aerospace engineering. So you can find the application of 3D models in these domains. Mechanical engineering, basically the component design applications is an example of 3D geometric modeling. Similarly, in architecture or civil engineering also a lot of 3D models are being used. So this 3D modeling is nowadays very popular in various domains. Now design can be better visualized in 3-dimensional view than 2-dimensional projected view. You can see that isometric view of an object is visually better than the projected views or 2-dimensional views of that object. So 3D model improves the visualization of any object. Prototyping is completely removed. So if you see the product life cycle or design steps of any product or any component, then prototyping was a very important step in any conventional design process. So prototyping is nothing but making a prototype of the actual model and testing it in the real-time conditions. But this design step is completely removed because of this 3D model generation, and hence product design and development cycle time has reduced considerably. Now because of this prototyping and its testing part is removed from the product design steps. Because of that the products are being rapidly coming into the market. So product life cycle time has been reduced considerably. Now there are various 3D model generation techniques such as wireframe modeling, surface modeling and solid modelings. So we'll see these three 3D model generation techniques one by one. We start with the wireframe modeling. So wireframe modeling is a very basic 3D model generation technique. So in this modeling technique, a wireframe structure where wires represent the edges of the geometry. Now here you can see this is similar to a cuboid kind of an object. So this is the wireframe model of this cuboid like structure. Now here you can see the wires or lines represents the edges of the object. So only edges of the objects are represented by the wires, and that is why it is called as wireframe modeling. So wireframe models requires less memory and less computational time. So the amount of memory required to store this model and amount of time required to make this model is very less. So that is why memory wise and computational time wise it is very less. It requires less memory and less computational time. Wireframe model allows to see interior of a design and hence check the behavior of inner components. So wireframe model allows us to see the interior structure of the object. So there are no hidden features in the wireframe model. So all the features are completely visible only in the one view. Now testing can be done quickly. So any object can be tested very quickly because of the less memory requirement and less computational time required for the wireframe model. Now we'll see the advantages and disadvantages of wireframe modeling. The advantages of wireframe model is it is easy to construct, uh, most economical in terms of time and memory requirement, and testing is quick. And at the same time there are some disadvantages also. So the disadvantages are, physical properties can't be assigned. Now you cannot assign which type of material is, whether it's a steel or aluminum or copper. So you cannot assign the material properties, you cannot, and because of that there will be no mass, no volume for these 3D models. So wireframe models are, uh, no physical properties can be assigned to the wireframe models. Then next disadvantage is no guarantee that the model definition is correct, complete or manufacturable. Then complex model difficult to interpret due to intersecting lines. Now in the wireframe model all edges are visible and they are intersecting with each other. So if the model is complex, if the object is complex, then it is difficult in visualization. The next is surface modeling. So a wireframe model can be converted into surface model by defining the surfaces. Now we have seen in the wireframe model there were only edges, which represents the edges of a model is represented by the wires. Now if you add the surface between the two edges, then it becomes a surface model. So surface modeling is basically adding the surface information between the two edges of a wireframe model. Surface models can be constructed using a large variety of surface features often provided by the CAD system. Now in the CAD softwares or modeling softwares there are some surface features available. Now you can use the surface features to convert a wireframe model into a surface model. Now what are those surface features? So those surface features are plane surfaces, means two edges of a wireframe model can be joined together with a plane surface or a tabulated surface or a ruled surface, surface of revolution, Bezier or B-spline surfaces. So these are the various surface features which are available in any CAD modeling softwares. So we'll see these surface features one by one in detail. So surface features. So first one is a plane surface. Now here you can see the edges of a wireframe model is joined together by using a plane. So all the points, all the vertices in this plane, they lies in a single plane. This is an example of multiple planes. Now next is a tabulated surface. So tabulated surface is basically these are the tabulated surface. So if a circle or a curve is extended in a particular direction, then it becomes a cylinder. So this is called a tabulated surface. Similarly, this is a curve. If it is dragged in a particular direction, then it becomes a curved surface. If this spline is dragged in a particular direction, then it becomes this type of a surface. So these are called tabulated surface. Sorry. Then next is ruled surface. So ruled surface is basically when the two curves or when the two edges, this edge and this bottom edge, the top edge and the bottom edge is joined together with a ruled surface. So ruled surface is nothing but the linear interpolation between the two curved surface, between the two curved edges. So ruled surface is the linear interpolation between the two curved edges. Now here you can see all lines are the linear interpolation means they are straight lines. This is a straight line, this is a straight line, so all the lines are straight lines, so this is a linear interpolation. Now you will not find um, uh, any wing or any uh, uh, unplaned surface in this ruled surface. So there is no depression, no protrusion. It's a plane surface. There is no depression at any point in this surface. So that is called a ruled surface or lofted surface. Now next is surface of revolution. In surface of revolution, this curve, this is a curve. If this curve is rotated about an axis, then it generates a surface of revolution. So if a curve is rotated about an axis, then it becomes surface of revolution. Now next is Bezier curve and B-spline surfaces. So the B-spline surfaces are here you can see that this is a curved edge and this is a curved edge, and in between these two curved edges the B-spline surfaces are there. So the difference between the B-spline surface and the ruled or lofted surface is that in ruled and lofted surface there is no impression or depression in the surface, whereas in B-spline surfaces some surface goes down, some surfaces goes up, so these lines are not straight. So that is a difference between a B-spline surface and a lofted surface. Now we'll see the advantages and disadvantages of surface modeling. The advantages of surface modeling is smooth, varying surfaces are used. Next, analysis becomes easy. Visual inspection could be done. So these are the advantages of surface modeling. Similarly, the disadvantages of surface modeling is more computational time is required. So as compared to wireframe model, the surface model requires more computational time and more memory is required. Hidden and internal surfaces could not be viewed. So as compared to wireframe model, the hidden or internal surface could not be viewed in surface modeling. Now the third type of 3D model generation technique is solid modeling. We'll see the solid modeling. So solid modeling is the most advanced method of geometric modeling in 3 dimensions. So solid modeling is considered to be a more and more advanced and more popular solid modeling technique. It is the representation of the solid parts of an object on your computer. So here you can see this is a wireframe of a component and this is a solid model of a component. In wireframe model you can see only the wires in the form of edges of the component, whereas solid model looks visually better than the wireframe model. So you can imagine the structure of an object in a better manner in case of solid modeling. Now in CAD system or in modeling softwares, there are number of representation schemes for solid modeling. So number of representation schemes or solid models are made by using various schemes, and those schemes are primitive creation functions, constructive solid geometry, sweeping and boundary representation. So these are the 4 very important schemes by which any solid model can be constructed. So we'll see these schemes one by one. Primitive creation function. So primitive creation function in this scheme some basic 3D models are available in the dictionary of the software or the directory of a software. So some basic shapes such as this cuboid or cylinder or a wedge shape or a torus or spheres and cones. So some basic shapes are available in the directory, and you just have to pick the shape that you want to make from the library or from the directory, and you can give the dimension. For example, you want a cuboid to make, then you have to select this block primitive from the directory, and you just have to give the dimension in x, y and z direction, or the width, the depth and height to this block feature, and you can make a cuboid. Similarly, to make a cylinder, you just have to select the cylinder feature from the library and give the radius and height. In the same way, you can make the various 3D models by selecting the primitives from the directory. Now next feature is constructive solid geometry. Now, constructive solid geometry is very popular scheme for making a 3D model. So in constructive solid geometry as well, you will see the primitives. So objects are represented as a combination of simpler solid objects called as primitives. So constructive solid geometry also uses the primitives. Okay. Now these primitives are created and positioned. So using these primitives, the constructive solid geometry or solid model is made. So these primitives are combined together. A complete solid model is constructed by combining these instances or primitives using a set specific logic operations called as Boolean operations. So using the Boolean operations, these primitives are combined together to make a solid model. These operations, Boolean operations include union, difference. These Boolean operations include union, difference and intersection. Now we'll see what is union, what is difference and what is intersection. So union means the sum of all the points in each of the two defined set. It is also referred to as add, combine or join. When the two objects are combined together, when the two objects are to be combined together, then you have to use the union Boolean operation. When two objects when one object has to be removed or some portion of the object has to be removed, then the difference Boolean operation is used. And when the common portion between the two objects are to be constructed, then you have to use intersection. So I will explain these Boolean operations by taking one example. Now here there are two primitives. One is a block and other one is a sphere. Now when this block is called as A and sphere is called as B. So if you use the Boolean operation A union B, that means these two are combined together. So here in this resultant, you can see that A and B, they are combined together. So difference Boolean operation means A difference B, means A minus B. That means A minus B. So whatever the portion of B is being removed from the A, so that is A minus B. And the third one is A intersection B. So in A intersection B, the common portion which is shared by A and B will be in the resultant, and the rest of the component is removed. Okay, so that is A intersection B. Same way, another example, if this long cylinder, vertical cylinder is say A and this horizontal cylinder is B, then this is A intersection B. That means only the common portion of A and B is remain, so that is A intersection B. This is A difference b, a minus b. So that means the portion of b is removed from a, and this is b minus a or b difference a. That means from b the portion of a is removed. So this is how these Boolean operations are being used to construct the solid model using constructive solid geometry. And the last scheme is boundary representation. So boundary representation works on the principle that any physical objects can be defined by either enclosing surfaces or boundaries. So it works on the principle that any object is made up of the surfaces and the boundaries. This technique consists of geometric information of an object with the topological data. So in boundary representation uses the topological data and geometric information to make a solid model. Now what is geometric data or geometric information, and what is topological information or topological data, that we'll see. So topological information provide the relationship among the vertices, edges and faces. So topological information means how many faces are there in the object, how many edges are there in the object, how many vertices are there in the object, and how these edges, these faces, these vertices are connected with each other. So information of the number of faces, edges, vertices and how they are connected, this is called topological information. Whereas the geometric information is nothing but the equations of the edges or coordinates of the vertices. So equation of the faces comes under geometric information. Now you know that edges means line has an equation, similarly faces, that means surface, has an equation, and vertices has a coordinates. So the edge equation, surface equation and coordinates of vertices, all these data comes under geometric information. Now I'll take one example of a cuboid and try to explain what is the topological data and what is the geometric data or geometric information. So in this cuboid, this is a solid, so the object is cuboid. Now how many faces are there? Now here you can see that there are 4 vertical faces and 2 horizontal faces, so total 6 faces are there. Then how many edges are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly 4 on the back side and 2 on and 4, 2 and 4 on the sideways. So total 12 edges. So 12 edges are there. Now how many number of nodes or how many number of vertices are there? 4 this side, 4 this side. So total 8 number of vertices are there. This is the topological data. So number of faces, number of edges and number of vertices, that comes under topological data. Then the equation of these edges, equation of this surface and coordinates of the vertices, that comes under the geometric data. Okay, so boundary representation uses the topological data and the geometric data to make a solid model. I'll take another example how the topological data and geometric data is used to make a solid model. Now suppose this is a block and this is another block. Now if you see the topological data, then the number of faces, number of edges and number of vertices in this block and this block is same, and their connectivity is also same. Okay, this edge is made up of this vertical face and this horizontal face. Here also this edge is made up of this vertical face and this horizontal edge. So all the edges, all the faces, number of vertices are same in these two blocks, but the difference is the coordinates of the vertices in this case and in this case, they are different. So geometrical data is different, whereas the topological data is same. So hope you understand how this bounded representation works. So it uses the topological data and the geometric data to construct a solid model. So hope you understand this presentation on 3D model generation techniques. Thank you.